यात्रा आरंभ हो चुकी है.
Being in Bengaluru, you just cannot miss the sound of elections all around. But in this election season, one of the hot topics that turned into a political battle and which was milked dry by political parties was about something a little outside of the city. So for this episode of The Morning Brief, I decided to head to the center of all the action. It's Friday, the 5th of May, and I'm your host, Mugdha Warrior, here to take you on a short trip about 100 kilometers outside Bengaluru. I'm on my way to the milk belt of Karnataka in the old Mysore region. I'll be visiting the villages in the district of Mandya, which has become the center of a political slugfest as the state heads into elections this month. And what's at the center of the political storm in the state? Milk. It was the Amul model of dairy cooperatives which started in Karnataka from 1974 that led to the milk boom in the state. Today, Karnataka has the second largest dairy cooperative in the country after Gujarat's Amul, with its brand Nandini becoming a household name across the state. But now Amul and Nandini have been pitted against each other ahead of the state elections, and the politics of milk seems to be on the boil.
We appeal to people of Karnataka not to buy Amul. Please buy only Nandini.
ನಮ್ಮ ನಂದಿನಿ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಅಮೂಲನ್ನ ರಾಜಕೀಕರಣಗೊಳಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
और आज मैं मांड्या मेगा डेयरी के उद्घाटन के मंच से देश भर के कोऑपरेटिव कार्यकर्ता को भी कहना चाहता हूं कि अब सहकारिता के साथ, कोऑपरेटिव के साथ अन्याय नहीं होगा. ये भारत सरकार का निर्णय है.
But before we get into the politics of the issue, let me take you through some of the villages here where farmers rear cows and supply the milk that reaches the homes of many people in the state and in the tech capital of Bengaluru. The Karnataka Cooperative Milk Producers Federation Limited, or KMF, is the apex body for the dairy cooperative movement in Karnataka, and it procures an average of 81 lakh kilos of milk per day. Over 26 lakh farmers in the state supply milk to around 15,000 village-level cooperative dairies. And of these 15,000 dairy cooperatives, over 4,000 are run by women. I am with a member of one such women-run dairy cooperative in the village of Sunadadoddi, which falls in the stretch between Bengaluru and Mysuru. Anita Ramlingegowda is a director of a women dairy cooperative here, and she says that the milk business has become untenable for many families here.
ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಲೀಟರ್ಗೆ ₹1 ಅಥವಾ ₹2
We get ₹1 extra for milk, but the cost of fodder has gone up by ₹100 for a 50 kg bag. We're running in losses. Government is also not giving support. Whoever wishes to do well for farmers should focus on fixing a minimum rate. For a 50 kg bag of feed, they increase the rate. We can't be happy about the increase of ₹1 in milk when the fodder cost has increased so much. Only ₹6 is given to us as incentives, and only that is some sort of saving. And it is savings only if paid on time. But in that as well, they have 6 to 8 months of delay. We're doing this because we don't have another choice. We should get 40 to 50 rupees per litre. Many of the families here have sold their animals because it costs more to take care of the cows than the income we receive. Many have moved to chicken farming and selling eggs.
The past year has been a difficult year for milk farmers. not just in this region but across the country. Fodder costs have shot up and animals have fallen sick to the lumpy skin disease. This has led to a spike on how much you and I pay for a litre of milk by as much as 15% in a year. But how much is the farmer making now? In the neighbouring village of Toribomanahalli, I visit Puttamma HK, a farmer whose main income comes from her cows. But from 8 cows last year, she's left with only 6.
ಒಂದು ಲೀಟರ್ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ನಾವು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ
We're getting around rupees 30 per litre. For 1 litre of milk, we spend 40 to 45 rupees in terms of feed and work. But we get only 30 rupees. Right now, I have 6 cows, 3 adults and 3 are calves. I've lost 2 cows. One of them had severe skin disease. I make 300 to 350 per day. Since the milk we have is low fat, for 2 years I have not got the subsidy. The subsidy amount is not coming. Hence the farmers are in trouble.
While farmers are struggling to make ends meet, a new issue has cropped up, stoked largely by political parties. Amul announcing the launch of its milk products in Bengaluru has caused concern on the impact on the local Nandini brand here. Political parties have also raised fears of whether Amul could merge with or take over Nandini. But what do the farmers think about this whole Amul Nandini issue? I ask Puttamma.
ನಂದಿನಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು
Nandini is ours, and we have pride that it is ours. If you look at Amul, they are present everywhere. We wish Nandini also does this and is present across the country and internationally. Right now, the subsidy doesn't come on time. Farmers are at loss, under debt, and have committed suicides. We should decide if the name is important or the life of a farmer, and everyone in the country should think about it. Today, PM Modi is looking to make India number 1. We should focus on farmers and technology and leave politics, be it Nandini or Amul. If Amul starts selling milk in Karnataka, we should do more marketing than Amul. We can take our dairy further than Amul. We can improve a lot and market across the country. We need marketing first, and the customer will buy the one he chooses.
I'm here in Gejjilegere in Mandya district at the very same spot where Home Minister Amit Shah had inaugurated a mega dairy of the Mandya Milk Union in December last year. The Mandya Milk Union, or Manmool, is one of the 16 such district-level milk unions which receive the milk supplied by the milk farmers to the village-level dairy cooperatives every day. Now, this is a huge plant which is built at the cost of 260 crore rupees and has the capacity of processing as much as 10 lakh litres of milk per day. This can even be stretched up to 14 lakh litres of milk per day. And what you're hearing behind me are a number of tankers moving in to supply milk to this facility after they have procured milk from various villages across the district. The Mandya Milk Union procures 8.4 lakh litres of milk daily, and it supplies 3.2 lakh litres of liquid milk to areas around Mandya as well as in several areas of Bengaluru, while the rest is turned into products such as curd, ghee and sweets. I'm meeting with Mr. H. Sudhakar, the General Manager of Mandya Milk Union, to ask about the status of the milk supply in Mandya. We understand that overall the KMF has faced a shortage of milk by 10 lakh litres per day, 15 lakh litres per day. What is the situation with the Mandya?
Mandya is having surplus only. We have not faced any shortage here.
Okay. There has been no shortage
in
any
Mandya
of
milk
the months so far.
Yes, any of the months.
But the farmers say that, because of the increase in fodder costs, etc., the expenses have gone up. How have the milk unions and KMF helped in compensating farmers given that their expenses have gone up?
No, we have given some subsidies. Maybe in fodders, feed and all. We have some subsidies given by KMF. We are directly transferring that subsidy to farmers only.
So some of the farmers seem to suggest they have not been regularly getting the 5 rupees per litre.
No, that is
It's
yours.
not reflecting in their account.
We are not coming in there, this one, payments.
Okay.
That is from government to farmers.
Okay.
Directly credited to the farmer's account.
Okay. And this subsidy that you're saying, that is from the Milk Federation.
Whatever the subsidies given by KMF to Mandya Milk Union, that is passed on to the farmers.
How much is given per litre, if you can clarify that?
We are presently, we have increased that farmers, that's 32 rupees 15 paise.
For the customer, has there been any change in the pricing or just or the volume of milk that they're getting?
No, we have not changed anything. The MRP is same only and volume is same only. No cut down, no increase, same only. Whatever the quantity was packed and supplied to the market, same is maintained.
When the Home Minister Amit Shah had come here in December and he had launched this plant, one of the announcements he had made was that Amul and Nandini can also work together to set up more primary dairies in almost every village. How will that work? What kind of cooperation will be there between Amul and Nandini? Have there been any discussions?
No discussions.
Nothing at all?
No information.
Have there been any discussion of Amul procuring milk from farmers here?
No discussions, no informations.
One other point I want to ask you was, when I was speaking to some of the farmers, some of the women dairy farmers were saying that they want a minimum rate, especially if there is competition, if it comes from, say, even private brands, or if Amul comes, or whichever brand comes, then what happens if the rates go down for Nandini? And they are asking that there should be a minimum rate. Is there anything of that sort right now within the KMF where farmers are given a minimum price?
No, right now we have not discussed anything that.
Okay. In seasons of oversupply of milk, the price...
Whatever the milk they produce now, we'll buy it from them. We have not declared any holidays for them.
Mr. Sudhakar, in the past couple of years, there have been reports and concerns about the fact that there could have been milk adulteration in Mandya. How has the union and KMF responded to it? And is it currently in control? Is it currently happening now?
No, it's not happening. Actually, what was happened is that still that inquiry is going on. I don't want to comment on that.
Okay, but now there is no adulteration.
Everything, as per each and every stage is controlled. We have incorporated all GPS instruments in the vehicles. We are following that vehicles' movements and all. Each and every step, the checks are there.
Okay. So this process started only after those concerns?
Yes.
Where you install a GPS on
each and every vehicle.
And even at your lab testing, the chemical testing you do, have you added more processes?
We have procured sophisticated equipments. We are making use of that for checking of milk and other products.
While the launch of this mega dairy was welcomed by people in the state, it was something that Home Minister Amit Shah said during his speech here in Gajilegere that has bothered some farmers and which has stoked a political outcry by the Congress.
कर्नाटक ने भी बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, मगर कर्नाटक के सभी किसान भाइयों बहनों को मैं आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि अमूल, नंदिनी दोनों इकट्ठा होकर कर्नाटक के हर गांव में प्राइमरी डेयरी हो, इस दिशा में काम करेंगे और 3 साल में कर्नाटक में एक भी गांव ऐसा नहीं होगा जहां पर प्राइमरी डेयरी नहीं होगी.
The Congress has hit out at the BJP with leaders like Siddaramaiah saying that they want Amul to take over Nandini. But what really brought this issue to a full boil was a tweet by Amul last month in which they said that they would be entering Bengaluru soon. Amul has already been supplying milk and curd in areas of Karnataka such as in Belgaum and Hubli, and they were looking to also launch the products in Bengaluru. But this created a big furor and raised concerns about whether Amul would now compete with Nandini. The Amul issue also gave enough fodder to parties like the Congress to hit out at the BJP government just ahead of the state elections. This agrarian belt in Mandya has always been the center of heated political battles during election seasons.
ರೈತ ಸಂಘ ಬೆಂಬಲಿತ ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿ ಮಧುಚಂದನ್ ಇವರ ಗುರುತು
In fact, the Karnataka Rajya Raita Sangh, a farmers' association here which claims to have over 20 lakh registered members, has floated and backed a political party called the Sarvodaya Karnataka Party, which has been contesting elections for several years. The party's candidate in Mandya for the upcoming elections is Madhu Chandan, founder of Organic Mandya, a company that promotes organic products procured from farmers. Madhu himself previously ran a software company and was living in California before coming back to work with farmers here in Mandya. Interestingly, Organic Mandya has received an investment from Rainmatter Foundation that was started by Zerodha's co-founder Nitin Kamath. As he moves around the district of Mandya campaigning for the elections, I caught up with him in the village of Hodagatta.
ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಗ್ರಾಮಸ್ಥರೇ, ಇವತ್ತು ರೈತ ಸಂಘ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ.
What are some of the main agendas for you for this election, especially when it comes to farmers' concerns?
See, the entire Indian politics, the farmers are our backbone. They are our annadata. They give a lot of lectures about farm. What are we asking? We are asking scientific rate. Swaminathan has given his report on the prices of this thing. That price, what farmers are asking is scientific price. Why this discrimination? See, when a pen or a pencil manufacturer can fix his own price, why not farmers? Why can't he sell at his own price? So our main agenda is to give freedom to the farmers so that they can fix their price and sell. So now they are talking about MSP, minimum support price. See, it's unscientific. What can farmers do with that? And see, they have done minimum support price. Okay, if someone breaks that, where is the punishment? There is no law to punish whoever has broken that law. So we are working towards this, where farmers get scientific prices.
I met a few farmers, including some women dairy cooperative heads. And in fact, they said that they want a minimum price so that if there is more competition, if Amul comes and sells milk here and if people move there, then the price of their milk shouldn't fall down and they should get a minimum price. What is your take or what are your comments on the whole issue that has come up before the elections of Amul versus Nandini?
See, why should Amul come to Karnataka? My question is, why? Both are cooperative sectors. They are the only two big milk cooperative sectors in entire India. India has a lot of other states where there are no cooperative. Let Amul go to any other state. Let them go to Meghalaya. Let them go to Himachal Pradesh. Let them go to Orissa. Let them go to Madhya Pradesh. Why bring unhealthy competition between Nandini and Manmul? I really don't understand what is the reason to come into Karnataka. They can sell outside.
But even Nandini is selling milk in other states, in other countries also.
Nandini is selling milk in other states, but not in Gujarat. Not in Gujarat. Because we want Amul to continue and to grow and to support farmers. We don't want to get into unhealthy competition between the two. We are the only two brands in India. Why create unhealthy competition? Nandini is not selling in Gujarat. We are selling in Andhra. We are selling in Tamil Nadu. We are selling in Kerala. Why, when we have this large heart, I don't know why they are trying to introduce Amul into Karnataka.
So when Home Minister Amit Shah had come here in December, he said that Amul and Nandini can work together to set up these primary dairies in every village. Is there any scope of a cooperation between these two cooperative sectors?
Both are leading cooperative sector. Both of them are fully matured. They can operate independent. I am not sure what is the purpose behind that statement. See, Nandini can operate on its own. All these years from 1984, when Dr. Kurian set up Nandini and Amul, so it was independent. Independently, we have set up thousands of cooperatives in Karnataka. We don't need Amul's this thing. We know how to grow. I really don't understand. There is some motive between this central government to merge these two brands.
How is it going to affect farmers? If the merger happens, how will it affect the farmers here in Mandya? And
see, I'll give you an example. In Andhra Pradesh, milk cooperative was, once upon a time, it was powerful. Andhra Pradesh's ex-chief ministers came up with his own dairy. The cooperative sector collapsed. The private sector is flourishing. Ask them how much price are they giving. So when there is a monopoly, what happens is the prices to the farmers will drop because there is nobody else will buy the milk.
Okay.
So what happens now? What is the price of milk in Andhra? It's around 18 rupees. What is the price of milk in Karnataka? In Mandya, it is 37 rupees. They are getting 50% lesser price in Andhra. Why? Because there is no cooperative sector. So at the end of the day, who will lose? Sakama, Timamma, Kamalama will lose. Not these politicians. So they will get affected.
The sun is almost setting and the farmers have come again at the Gejiligere village's dairy cooperative to supply milk. The milk comes in twice a day, early in the morning and in the evening. As I speak to one of them, a horde of farmers join in to voice their complaints.
Farmers have been protesting for over 100 days, but there has been no response from the government. Many ministers visited, but no actions were taken. There is no end to farmers' problem. If our candidate win, our issues will carry some weight. There will be some mention in the Vidhana Soda. If they get elected, they will fight for farmers. We want 40 rupees per litre to break even. My main income is milk, sugarcane, paddy and silk cultivation. But monthly payment comes only via milk.
It is very difficult to live. We are getting 30 to 31 per litre now, but the cow requires food of about 40. We need to give it food or else there won't be milk. How are we supposed to live? How will we afford education for our kids? One cow costs us around 70,000 rupees and it will give us 5 liters only. We have no other option. This is the only livelihood we have.
The milk union is given only 27 rupees per litre. 3.6 fat percent. According to fat percent they are given. Nearly our average fat percent is only 3.6. Some farmers get 4.5, 5, 6. Okay. 6 is only coming on buffalo.
Okay.
Most of all milk production is depending upon the cows. Especially hybrid cows. Hybrids only given the 3.6 fat percent. The milk production is high, but fat percent is very low. This is the main problem in India, Indian society. But what happening in this, milk union is financially well, but farmer is occurring a loss. Without any employment opportunity, poor people depending upon the milk production or what you call the dairy farming.
Now, for farmers, does it make any difference if Amul starts selling in Bangalore?
Amul is also one of the cooperative institution. But what happening? Why Nandini and Amul is quarreling? It is necessary. Both are cooperative institution. It is not necessary. Suppose want to encourage the Nandini, Amul can buy the Nandini milk and milk product, then can be sell it to other countries.
You're okay with some kind of a cooperation?
Cooperation is necessary. Competition is not necessary. Both are cooperative institution. It is North India, South India. It may be different. It's all are Indians. Why they are quarreling? Why they are put the competition? Both are cooperative institution. We put the competition giving the good price to farmers. This is a political issue. This is not necessary. They can export the milk and milk product to other countries. You know, now India is challenging to other milk producing countries. Indian farmer is also 3 revolution, green revolution and what you call the white revolution and also sea revolution in fisheries. But farmers is still poor.
Many farmers don't seem to be worried about the Amul Nandini issue, even though it has become a major political issue in the state. Even as political rallies have taken over many parts of Mandya, life goes on for the farmers here who, like many of us, are spectators to the election season. How much do they care about milk politics? For them, it's only about survival. Those were some of the voices from the villages of Mandya district. Milk and dairy farmers have become unsuspecting additions to the long list of political battles in the state, which have usually revolved around border disputes, caste, religion, and language. The political campaigns in Karnataka have reached a fever pitch, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Yogi Adityanath, Rahul Gandhi, and Priyanka Gandhi all trying to woo voters. What the voters want will be clear on the 13th of May, the day of the counting of votes, 3 days after the polls will be held on the 10th of May. That is all on this episode of The Morning Brief. I am your host, Mugdha Warrior. This episode was post-produced by Sumit Pandey, sound design by Rajas Nayak, on-location recording by S.G. Krishnamurthy, and executive producers Anupriya Bahadur, Anirban Chaudhary, and Arijit Burman. Do listen, like, and share this episode. The Morning Brief drops every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday and is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, and Google Podcasts, as well as JioSaavn. Do also tune into ET Play, our latest platform for all audio content, including The Morning Brief. Thank you for listening and have a great weekend ahead. All external sound clips used in this episode belong to their respective owners. Credits are mentioned in the description.